Good afternoon. It's been a good convention. Great reports. New Falls Creek Tabernacle dedicated with all attendance broken and decision records broken as well. Evangelism teams led us to touch 650,000 homes in one day, and church planning team in 10 years, 450 churches. Power Up Sunday School, unprecedented. But that's not what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about is in this paper. I read this paper every week, and it reports all that good stuff. But we need to get all the facts in this paper on partnership missions. Do you realize that less than 40% of Baptist churches in Oklahoma do mission projects away from their local church? Are you kidding me? What does that say about what we believe about Acts 1:8? We just going to ignore it? I don't think so. Jesus doesn't ignore us. We can't ignore him. Huh? Just unbelievable. Well, what we need to understand is this, that when we don't do missions correct, it breaks the heart of God. You ever had your heart broken? Huh? Have you? Some of you have, some of you haven't. But we break the heart of God when we don't do missions the way he led us to do missions. We have partnerships around the world. We have partnership with Armenia, formerly a Soviet bloc nation. 70 years under communism. Yet, we have a partnership with them. They have one evangelical Baptist church there. And they need our help to reach that country for Jesus Christ. We have a partnership with the country of Bangladesh. Now, that's not the tourist trap of the world, by the way. It's the size of Arkansas, with 150 million people living in it. If Bubba Baptist lived there, he'd be moving because there's too many people. But the International Mission Board tells us that Muslims respond to the gospel more quickly there than anywhere else on the whole planet. We need to be involved in that. In Oklahoma, there's a huge debate about immigration problems. And a lot of people say, well, we sure don't need to be doing missions and assisting Mexican Baptists. That's not true. We need to do everything we can to help the Mexican Baptist people. As a matter of fact, last year, because of our partnership with Oklahoma Baptist churches and the Baptist General Convention personnel, we saw the Guerrero Baptist Convention grow by 25% of an increase in churches. That's unprecedented around the world. We need to get our facts straight. As a matter of fact, Dana, you're an OU fan. It's been rumored that 5 churches in Norman canceled their mission trip this past year to Idaho after Boise State thumped the OU Sooners. That's not true. They didn't cancel that. But what is true, that we need to be going and helping Utah and Idaho Baptists reach their states for Jesus Christ, because less than 3% of those 2 states are evangelical Christians. Even the Mormons expect their children as teenagers to go on a mission for 2 years and the families pay for it. Is it too much for us to ask Oklahoma Baptist teens to give up 1 week of their life to go on mission for Jesus Christ? Last year, 200 youth from Oklahoma went on Go missions to Europe. Unbelievable. They're not professional missionaries. They're just kids, but they're doing what's right. They go to missions class. They respect their church. They respect the public. But they're just kids. They're not professional missionaries. Would you be willing to help lead them? That also brings up another thought in my mind. It's been there a long time. Who in the Southern Baptist Convention decided that missions was primarily women's work? Huh? I'm a man. I'm 50. I'm half 100 years old. And I want to be on mission. The last thing I want to talk about today is New Orleans. Since Katrina blew on the shores and down the streets of New Orleans, Oklahoma Baptist has sent 3,500 volunteers to help reestablish that town and churches. Yet, last year we had 2 churches cancel their mission trip to New Orleans because they heard, after they'd already signed up, by the way, that it was too dangerous to do missions in that city. Are you kidding me? That's not true. I think all 3,500 people that went down there have come home alive. I can't believe people just will not do missions the way Jesus wants them to. In the Porterized version of Revelation 3:20, it says this: those that are not on mission with God It makes Jesus sick enough that he wants to spew them out of his mouth. That's just about all I've got to say today.
What was that? By the way, anybody here know, not counting today, how long Sam's been with us?